Talk about your sneaker event, man. You're bringing out Sneakerfest.
Yes, sir.
After how many years you said?
Man, it's been. We originally started it back in 2014, and we kind of discontinued the event and back in, I want to say, 2018. Unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah. Who'd you start it with? Who did it all start with?
It started with my father. Me and my father both had the idea because I was doing this shit right here, selling shoes. Yeah. A little bit, a good amount, and going to different events just around us. And my father just talked to a couple of his homies back in their area, and we kind of found out that there was an event going on.
And was it first based out of here, or where did it first start?
So it was first based out of Colorado, but like at the same time, it was started remotely in North Carolina just because we were in North Carolina at the time. Okay. My father originally owned a clothing store in Denver, I'm going to say for about like 5 to 7 years, maybe even 10 years. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you were explaining that it was more like a hip hop based kind of clothing store. Yeah,
yes sir, it is. It was mainly streetwear. One of the first guys to have like a Nike retailers in their area. You know, selling Jordans, Chabots. He actually even put me on the Bape, that type of thing back in the day. Yeah. What else? So many different things to start the hip hop fashion back in the day.
So you said you and your dad started Sneakerfest, so it was like the love for shoes passed down from him to you as like a young kid?
I would definitely say that, man. It's the whole entire culture for the game. To be real, it was kind of passed down to me, and then I did my own kind of shaping with him. My father, like, he kind of knew that there was a market for it, but he didn't really see how much the benefits of the market until he kind of saw me putting it in action, to be real.
Oh, and really?
He's always the type, or not even the type, he's always the guy that wants me to use my head a little bit harder to break down different things. So it wasn't just about selling the shoes itself. We thought about different aspects to get into the game or to get around the whole entire thing. I don't know. There was a kid in my high school. He was already known for selling the shoes, and everyone not my high school, my middle school, everyone already assumed that we were the same people because we kind of looked alike. Yeah. So it was really funny. He invited me to my first Facebook group in our local area. Then after that, it was history. Went to a couple of sneaker events by my first table with my dad. Did everything with my dad type thing. And then really once my dad kind of saw how much I was making, he turned his own business into it. And then I had my own thing, so it was really kind of separate.
So you turned your dad more onto sneakers?
I would definitely say so in a certain sense because I needed transportation to get out of places and everything like that. And my dad wouldn't want nothing from me. His whole entire thing is like, oh, you want some bread? Yeah. Like, are we gonna get that? And I don't have a car. Like, and the area I lived in, Charlotte, into Gastonia, is about, it could be 20 minutes, it can be 45 minutes, it can be a 30-minute drive one way. So when coming to get shoes and stuff like that, first person I had to call was my dad. My dad would be like, all right, bet, we'll go get it. He'll walk me through, like, setting it up, like, because I didn't know how to really communicate make deals and how to really set it up and really learn my entrepreneurial skill with everything. My dad turned me on to it. So, even before then, it was more, my dad would make me literally go on the computer and look up 5 different words from the entrepreneur.com. Yeah. Like, and look at their dictionary and find 5 different words that are associated with that.
So did he
to go outside, to go hang out with my friends?
So he coached you more to make connections, so it's easier to access the things that you're looking for.
I would definitely say he coached me more on just business itself, how to be a businessman, and then why connections matter, and how you can harness those tools and what you can use with those tools. Yeah. Okay. For connections and for your business and for life.
What was your last?
So before my last event was I want to say like 2017, 2018 -ish.
And was it here or back in North Carolina?
It was still here, and we've only had events here in Colorado. Here. Yeah, I haven't had a single event outside.
So it stays here. Yeah, you don't want to throw one out there. Because it's not like there's not sneakerheads out there too.
In North Carolina, we have a very nice event. It's called Sneakers Over Everything. It's hosted by Sean Harmon. He's a very, very dope guy. he hosts a very, very solid event. And it's just more of my personal thing is I can't really try to step into his environment when it comes to the hosting the event.
Yeah,
we love going to his events, and that's his thing.
Does he throw them often?
He throws them often. I want to say like about every 3 months or sometimes 2 months.
Yeah, really that's kind of like what we get here. It's probably been like, man, it's been a minute. Well, I haven't been one since 2018, to be honest. The SneakerCon. I wasn't really caught up with the groups or anything, but I appreciate you bringing out another event, man. Because like it's like I don't know, because that. You not like I don't even know how I got a whiff of it, man. Somebody from out here posted it, and then it just started getting fucking fire, dude.
So I honestly don't know. This has been the last month. We've been getting a lot of flame for some odd reason. Yeah, dude, a lot of insights.
Dude, personally, I got people that are going and getting booths. You know what I mean? That I didn't even know were going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, "Are you going to that sneaker event?" They're like, "Yeah, we got a booth." I'm like, "Oh, I'm talking to the guy that fucking runs it."
Wow.
I was like, "That's crazy."
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Back to what you were saying about when we did end the event back in 2018, we stopped that mainly just because my father, he did pass away, and that kind of slowed different things down for me, and I didn't really have the courage to properly host it because the whole entire side of everyone not really knowing this about me, even my friends in North Carolina, they didn't even know that I was hosting events for this to see me going to Colorado at events and doing different things like that all the time, and they just wondered, oh, he's just going to sell some shoes. But I wasn't really on that side that was like, oh, this is my thing, like this is what I'm doing, just because I'm just not really that person. Like it doesn't really.
Because you started with somebody, and
exactly. I started with my father, one, and then two. Like also like what does it benefit from me just like screaming and posting like, yo, like this is my shit, like like please come fuck with my shit. Like it's cool, but at the same exact time it was just hard for me to really gather and just be like, okay, like for real, this is really my shit now. So like I gotta really properly handle it, and it took me a few years to mature to actually to take the responsibility to actually properly run the event like how I should be running it right now. My plug is Carlos. My plug is Carlos. My plug is Carlos. My plug is Carlos.